Welcome everyone to Merkaba Energy Healing. So today we're back with another pick a card reading, and we are asking Spirit, why do people fall in love with you? Okay, this is just going to be a very sweet spirited reading, and I am using really lovely postcards today, gifted to me by one of my beautiful sisters. And this artist is a Japanese artist. Her name is Mariko Fukuoka. I hope I'm pronouncing her name right. And so just see which image pulls you in the strongest, okay? So pile number one with message number one, we have this adorable postcard. Pile number two with message number two, we have this postcard. And pile number three with message number three, we have this adorable postcard. Okay, so just checking with your intuition, see which pile with which message calls you in the strongest. And I will put the timestamps down below, and I'll see you at your reading. Welcome, group number one. Thank you so much for being here for this reading, asking Spirit, why do people fall in love with you? So before I tap into the higher realms and connecting with my spirit guides, if you do like this reading, please do give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. It really does help me keep doing these readings for you, which I love to do, by the way. So thank you so much. Okay, let's get into your reading. Why do people fall in love with you? So I just love these postcards. So you chose this card with this little woman in a beret holding her little baguettes and coming across this little black cat. I don't know if it's her own, but we'll see. We'll see what story comes up. So let me tune into my guides. My guides, why do people fall in love with my pile number ones? So I hear first that you're very curious and you're very sweet. You're interested in people. And there's something in your eyes that tells people you're really listening. But I'm getting this sense that people don't get a good read on you. You're a little bit mysterious, okay? I have this sense that once you open up, you're very layered. And it's very surprising and wondrous when people start to get to know you. And this is what makes them fall in love with you, that there's so much more to learn about you. I'm getting a big yes on that, you guys. You're very multifaceted, very interesting, and also interested in the people you're talking to. I'm hearing that when somebody is speaking to you, they feel like they're the only person in the room. You're a very good listener. You show genuine interest. Yes. Oh, that's interesting. So this is giving me very Art Nouveau. It's reminding me of Le Cat Noir, that Parisian poster, which was about a cabaret show, I believe, in Paris. Rodolphe Salis. I don't know if it's Rodolphe or Rodolphe Salis, I believe his name was. Anyway, so he was this artist, this head of this cabaret show. And he had this poster about this show, Le Cat Noir. A lot of people have that poster hung up in their bedrooms, and it's Art Nouveau. And this is what this reminds me of. And interestingly, this woman looks very Parisian to me with her beret and her baguettes. So I'm wondering, number one, if people are taken by your accent, or they can't place your nationality, or you're a mixed nationality, you come from a mixed background, you might have an unusual look to you, an unusual style to you, or you might just speak in a certain way that's very interesting to people. You might have an affinity for Parisian art or, the city itself. You might have a thing about love, Paris being the city of love. You might really love, and people might be taken with you because of that. They're giving me the idea that because I had mentioned that cabaret show, I am wondering if you are creative is one word that's coming up, but creative, I'm going to keep that, but this is a nightclub. When you think about a cabaret, this is a nightclub where people are entertained. So I'm trying to get a sense if you are the one in the audience or you are the one on the stage. And my guides are saying the one on the stage. Okay, I wouldn't have said that, but okay. So maybe I just feel like you're very interesting. You might be very talented. It's almost as if they're giving me that your ascendant sign, right? How you appear to people may be wholly different than your Mars or your Venus or your, I don't know, just your moon even. How are you inside? So you might seem more serious outside than you are inside, right? You might be quite dramatic, in a good way though. You might have a spiritedness, that's the right word, about you that's not immediately available to the naked eye. And this makes you very interesting. I'm hearing also magnetic. Yeah, so perhaps this woman is walking down some Parisian street and she crosses this cat and can't help but look. Oh, I'm hearing that you might catch people's eye, so you might actually be quite attractive, but I'm also getting that your energy is very, very interesting. Yeah. I mean, I would stop for any cat, but... Yeah, maybe you do like nightclubs too. Yeah, I just get this sense that when people get to know you, they want to know more and they want to know more and they want to know more. And you're not someone who seems to give all that much information. You don't give up your identity very easily. So I'm hearing you leave people wanting more. Yes. Mm-hmm. Very multidimensional. Okay, let's see what else we can get you guys. Let me know if any of that resonates for you. This is one of those readings where I want to hear what people say in the comments. I mean, I always do, but this in particular, because it's about you. All right, let's get, I'm using all of these mini decks today because I think these cards are all very sweet. So I chose all my little decks. So we're going to use a mini tarot deck and I don't know, we'll see what comes out. I'm just going to go with it. Okay, I'm sorry, my guides. They always tell me to slow down. Can you please tell me why people fall in love with my pile number ones? Oh, that's interesting. When I said number ones, I got this sense of first house energy. You're very independent. You might be very independent. You might know yourself very well. I'm hearing you might be quite fierce, something like a leader, very unique sense of self, very unique identity, and subsequently you know yourself in this unique way as a unique individual. Yeah, I'm hearing you stand out from the crowd. It's just your energy stands out. So very independent. Mm-hmm. You can be a little bit intimidating, but it still makes people fall in love with you because they're like, how do they have it all together? Very self-assured, I'm hearing. I get this sense when I tap into your energy that there are a lot of people in the world who want so much to embody the energy that naturally you embody. Because I think that people do tend towards a bit of self-consciousness, Not everybody, but many people. And you might not. You might in some ways, but your overarching energy is quite self-assured. You know who you are. It doesn't mean that you're confident all the time, by the way, but you know who you are. And you don't shy away from who you are and how you show up in the world. I'm hearing no nonsense. And this is very attractive to people. A lot of people are wanting so much to be in their authenticity, but don't feel ready or didn't feel well received by the world. And they want to get a sense from you. How are you able to, I'm hearing, walk your walk and talk your talk? Or let's just say walk your talk, right? So how are you able to show up in the world just exactly as you are with all of your authenticity in tow and not be all that concerned by how you will be received by the world, or at least that's what it appears like to the world. What's interesting is that you might come across intimidating, but once people sit down with you, again, this new layer shows itself, and you're very interested in people, and it's so genuine. And then right beneath that layer, there's this layer of warmth, where you really lean in and you really remember the details of what people say, and you ask inquisitive questions. They're not just, where do you work? Where did you get that bag? You actually pay attention and you ask questions that make people feel really heard. And you don't do it for that purpose. You just have this emotional intelligence. Okay, my guides, what else can you tell me about my pile number ones? What else can you tell me about my pile number ones? I'm sorry, I keep hearing new things. I'm hearing that you do have this shadow side that is also intriguing, where they're giving me 9-inch nails. My guides give me information that I know. So, I'm a big 9-inch nails fan, all prog rock. So you might be someone who doesn't shy away from your shadow. You might have done a lot of inner child work or shadow work, and people know it. You're your light is merged in with your shadow. You rock that aspect of yourself, the exalted part of your shadow. It seems like you're somebody who doesn't shy away from the darker things in life, and you don't bristle at the darker things in life, including your own shadow aspect. Yeah, you're just somebody who just keeps rising again, and people know it. And I think that people fall in love with you because they have a tremendous amount of respect for your capacity to face your shadow and to rise again over and over and over again. I'm hearing that you're quite inspiring to others. Okay, let's see if we can get some more cards. Very interesting group here. Okay, my guides, please tune me into my pile number ones. Why do people fall in love with my pile number ones? That's too many cards, please. Why do people fall in love with my pile number ones? Please show me clearly. This one wants to come out. Queen of Cups. Yeah, you just know yourself. You have a lot of love for yourself, a lot of self-respect, and then you show that to others. The Queen of Cups is not just self-assured and warm and loving as an individual. She extends that love to others, and not in a way that feels patronizing or condescending. It's very genuine. She extends from the heart. But she's also quite attractive, right? She's quite beautiful, and people are quite taken by her. She is a queen. Okay, gender aside. And again, you don't shy away from that beauty about yourself. But you don't need to wear, I don't know why I'm hearing this. You don't need to wear Chanel or labels, right, to show people your worth. You've got this grandness about you, this grand beauty about you that's not marked by some label. What else about my pile number ones, please, and thank you? What else about my pile number ones? Do people fall in love with them? Why do people fall in love with them, please? Oh my goodness, look at this. Unbelievable. You got the Queen of Pentacles now. just fierce, probably divine feminine energy, male or female, right? You know what you want, you go after it, you own your space. You might be quite successful, but it's not arrogant. You don't show it off. You're just, I'm here with my pentacle. You might be somebody who takes very good care of themselves, very good care of your looks. It's obvious that you're very attractive, but it doesn't feel ostentatious, I'm hearing. And with her holding this bunny here, again, it feels like there's so many layers to you. You're probably very loving and very warm. But like all queens, you might come across a bit intimidating. I find it interesting that this queen has blonde hair and this queen has black hair. And this girl has like dirty blonde hair and this cat has black fur. I do have a sense that you are very balanced with your divine masculine and your divine feminine. You have very good boundaries. People fall in love with people who have that kind of self-respect, who can say no, but also give other people the opportunity to give them something. In social psychology 101, we know that people, we like people who like us. Very simple. We like people who like us. So you have this very generous spirit, and you don't hide from, you're not one of these people who's just like, oh, I have everything I need, just, get away. If people want to offer something to you, even if you don't need it, you're very gracious in receiving, which is the divine feminine. You might come across stoic in some ways, quite strong. But if someone is crying, you won't even bat an eyelash. You will that's not right. You won't even skip a beat, is what I wanted to say, and put an arm around them and show your warmth. Let's get one more tarot card. What else about my pile number ones? Why do people fall in love with my pile number ones? Oops. Ooh, 3 of Swords. I just heard Heartbreaker, which I know that card is the heartbreak card, but you are a heartbreaker in the sense that maybe a lot of people fall in love with you, but you most certainly do not fall in love with a lot of people. You're very selective, I'm hearing. You're very selective about who you let into your life. And I think that's also why people fall in love with you. You're just incredibly intriguing. And people know that if you welcome them into the fold of your life, it's Scorpio. It's like ride or die. It's that kind of energy. They know that you've got them. I'm hearing fierce loyalty. You're very loyal. I also am getting with the 3 of Swords. Sorry, my cat is rolling up. Hi, Sweepy. That you might have left previous relationships and you still have a good reputation. I'm not getting that you're friends with your exes, but your exes only have good things to say about you. And I feel like that's known. I'm hearing your reputation precedes you. Very interesting. Okay, let's pull a few from the Astro deck. What else do you want to tell me about my pile number ones? Why do people fall in love with them? Why do people fall in love with my pile number ones? Please and thank you. Okay, we have 2, so I'm not going to take them. Can we get 1 card, please? Why do people fall in love with my pile number ones? Mars. Okay, so first of all, we have 22, which is a master number. Right, that's that first house energy, that Aries energy. Yeah, I am getting a lot of fire energy, even though it's not in the cards. It does feel like this fierce energy, this group. And here we have Mars. And first house is ruled by Aries, which is ruled by Mars. Yeah, so 22, you're definitely masters with the Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Cups, emotionally regulated, emotionally intelligent and sound, probably successful, having all your ducks in a row. You're sort of a master in a lot of different areas of your life, and I'm hearing you're steadfast and very reliable. So people fall in love with you knowing that not what they see is what they get. Well, that's true in a lot of ways, but again, once they fall in love with you, you're steady. I'm hearing that you will also fight for love. The same with this Three of Swords, and now there's another sword here. You will go to bat for the people that you love. I'm hearing mama bear, papa bear, that kind of energy, that protective energy. Now, with the word motion, there's also this idea that you might be constantly on the go or always doing something new or interested. Like they said, you're a very curious person. You might always be interested in something new or starting something new. You might be very adventurous. Yeah, there's just a lot of movement in your everyday life. Let's get one more card. What else do you want to tell my pile number ones? Sorry, this is not centered at all. Sorry, guys. What else do you want to, so they're telling me to ask the question correctly. Why do people fall in love with my pile number ones? Why do people fall in love with my pile number ones? Why do people fall in love with my pile number ones? Ooh. And we have the descendant, directly opposite from the ascendant, right? Which is the first house energy, invitation. So what I'm getting with this is, you know how they said that people feel, hang on one second, guys. My cat is blocked from her window seat. Sorry, guys. So, just very appropriate that my cat came around. So the descendant. So I was saying how the ascendant is directly on the other side. It feels again with the blonde and the black hair, with the divine masculine, divine feminine, again, that you guys are extremely balanced. And this definitely makes people want to fall in love with you or fall in love with you. And even with the word invitation, I think people are very taken with you, so that when you do invite them into your world, they feel very special, very important in some way. Let's get one more card from the Spirit of the Animal deck. Why do people fall in love with my pile number ones? Beautiful. Bobcat Spirit, life is a mystery. So with the number 8, we have again this number of success, which is the Queen of Pentacles. But what I find interesting, first of all, we have a bobcat, which is a different kind of cat. And that's that dimensionality that I was talking about before. You guys may be a bobcat one day. You might be a house cat one day. You might be a feral cat one day. You might be a tiger one day. You might be a lion. It's like that energy. And then finally, life is a mystery. And they said you guys are quite mysterious. That scorpionic energy. Yeah. So that's what I'm getting from this. This idea of with the eyes again, that there's something very deep about your eyes, very magnetic about your eyes. People kind of can't take their eyes off of you when you're looking at them. They get really pulled in. It's very similar to this, where she's looking at this cat, and this cat is like, doesn't matter that she's a stranger, just looking right at her. So again, I don't feel that you shy away from that kind of deep connection. I think you're very able to meet people exactly where they are, and you're just so steadfast, and you make people feel really safe and really calm with with you rather. I'm sorry, I just got a little distracted. And I think people love to fall in love with a person who is mysterious and confident and self-assured and multi-layered like you. And definitely with this ride or die energy that we got here. Okay, my dear ones, I'm going to close out the reading there. I hope you enjoyed it. I really enjoyed reading for you. Sending you so many blessings and so much love until the next reading. Take very, very good care. Welcome, group number 2. I'm really excited to do this reading for you guys today. We are asking Spirit, why do people fall in love with you? Why do people fall in love with you? So you chose this postcard with this cat knocking something off a shelf. Something cats never do. Okay, that's interesting. Before I even go into that bit of the card, they're highlighting this part with these little bottles here, and they're saying that you guys are healers. Okay, you have a very healing energy about you. That came out of nowhere. So I wouldn't have taken those as sort of like medicine bottles, but that's how they're showing it to me. Yeah, you definitely have a kind of healing energy about you. And when we go into this energy of this cat, I'm just getting the word mischievous immediately. So you might be quite mischievous. You might be quite playful. You might be just very, very easy to be around. Yeah, they're saying with it, this is kind of like a tuxedo cat, right? But they're giving it to me almost in jest. Like you might be dressed up, but you're still jovial and entertaining. They're giving me an actress. I can't remember her name. I'm seeing Anna Kendrick, who I guess is quite playful. I don't know why they're giving that to me. But there's this energy of youthfulness. That's why. She doesn't, I don't know how old she is, but I mean, she looks 20 and she doesn't age. And she's also quite small in stature, so you might be quite small, or you might just come across very youthful, very fun, very sweet, laughing a lot. I'm hearing a laughter that bubbles up, so you might giggle. But at times, you might get attention because you just have this way of having people, let me retract that. People are aware when you're in the room, okay? Because you just make people smile. You have this bubbly energy. I'm hearing effervescent. I'm also hearing that people don't know what you're going to do next. It's like you've always got this ace up your sleeve. Yeah, you're very interesting, and you make people happy, and you lighten the mood when things are heavy. I'm hearing icebreaker. So maybe, I don't know why they're giving me a Thanksgiving table where maybe tons of people come over and there's a lot of family drama, and you just sort of, I'm hearing wisecrack. You might say something that, sorry, my cat is jumping off of her window seat now. You might just say something that breaks some kind of tense or heavy mood. I'm also hearing that you might be somebody who offers that kind of grace to other people. So not everyone laughs at someone's joke. And I feel like you're the kind of person who just naturally does that because you don't have a lot of ego. You don't have, I'm just getting this very youthful, very sweet, very generous energy, where you just immediately will laugh at someone's joke, because you understand they're making a joke, and that's what they would benefit from. But you don't do it inauthentically. You just naturally do it. You don't even think. And I feel that you put people at ease in this way. So they're highlighting the idea that this cat is up on this shelf and she's down here. And so I'm getting the sense that people may really look up to you. So let me just, I'm hearing that, you go by the beat of your own drum. You have your own way of doing things. And I think people admire that about you. And that's part of the reason why they fall in love with you. because you do your own thing in your own way. And you do it with this lightness and this levity, which I think is really lost on a lot of people. How to maintain brightness and a sense of joy and being jovial. Yeah, you don't take yourself too seriously. And this is what makes people feel quite at ease with you. And even though people look up to you, you don't look down at anyone. You know, this cat is not looking down at this person. He's playing with his toy here. He's doing his own thing. I get the sense that you might not even know how loved you are and how admired you are and how respected you are, because you don't take yourself very seriously, but I think other people really do. Whereas it's often the other way around. You know, someone might take themselves very seriously and others might say, hey, don't take yourself so seriously. I feel like it's the other way around. I feel they're giving me Eckhart Tolle. I don't know if you particularly like that teacher, but Eckhart Tolle does not take himself seriously, as you know, I don't know him personally, but from what I can tell. And he has that youthful, sweet energy about him, but he's wise beyond any human being, right? Beyond any soul. And his wisdom is delivered in such a way that is so palatable and so easy. And I feel like that's your energy. You're just able to offer wisdom and guidance to people, but you have no airs about you. I'm hearing the word transparent or transparency. You know, what you see is what you get. Salt of the earth kind of person. Maybe you're an earth sign. Although he's kind of up in the air, so I'm kind of getting some air signs too here. They're also alerting me to the fact that she's holding what looks like a coffee. So I'm getting the sense that this is morning. And there might be a sense that you're just the same way all the time, so that even in the morning where most people might feel a little grumpy and they don't want to start their day, you're already playful. I'm hearing someone sing in the kitchen as they're making pancakes. You've just got this lovely spiritedness about you that makes people feel happy. I'm also hearing that you're quite focused. So when you do need to be serious, you are. When you do need to get down to work, you do it. But it's not your whole life. Right? But I am hearing that you're quite reliable in that way. You're quite dependable. So when somebody tasks you with something, you'll do it. I am hearing that you might be a little bit of a klutz or a little clumsy and kind of tripping over things, but it's a sweetness about you that people love. You might get things on your shirts. I have someone in my family always get something on their shirt, and it's so endearing. Oh, that's the word they wanted me to find. It's very endearing. You have a very endearing way about you. You're not one of these people who minds if you get a few crumbs on the floor. You know what I mean? It's like this. Very easy to be around. They're showing me somebody who has their first baby, and you just like give your baby to someone to hold, and you're like, yeah, sure, you could hold her. You again, it's just not serious. It's not weightiness. This actually reminds me of my sister who passed. May she rest in peace. Just so easy with her son when her first son was born. Just sure, you could hold him. It's like this energy of just trust and love, ease. Very special energy, you guys. Very special. I could see why people would fall in love with you. I'm hearing that a lot of people want to relive their youth, or they're trying to reclaim their youth. And when they're with you, they feel like a kid again. Like they're showing me someone who's like running in a park with bubbles, like those bubble sticks, but you're adults, you know, you don't shy away from that kind of thing. Like doing, not somersaults. What are those called? Oh my goodness. I can't remember what they're called. Bloody hell. I don't know if you could look at the screen for a second. It's like when you go like this with your legs. It's not a somersault. It's like this. Bloody hell, I cannot remember the name. but it's like where you're skipping about and you're not concerned about what other people think. I'm hearing dance like no one's watching. That's the energy I'm getting from this group. Very free. Yeah, very free. Lovely energy. Okay. So for this reading, I chose all of my mini decks. So let's start with the mini tarot. Let's get some more information about my pile number 2s. Why do people fall in love with my pile number 2s? Why do people fall in love with my pile number 2s? My guides, please show me so clearly, please and thank you. Why do people fall in love with my pile number 2s? So in the previous groups, when the cards fell out, I did not take them. Multiple cards, rather. Yeah. Again, so I'm feeling clumsy. That's what this feels like. I feel clumsy. Again, I'm laughing. It's very sweet. Okay. Can you show me with the tarot cards, why do people fall in love with my pile number 2s? Okay, that wants to come out. 5 of Rods. Okay, I'm definitely getting the sense that you know how they were talking about that energy at the Thanksgiving table where it's tense or people might be fighting? You're like, no. You do not partake in that BS I'm hearing, in that drama, actually, in that drama. And people know it. They try to rope you into drama and you're like, no, I'm not going to have it. So it's interesting, even though you've got this levity about you, you do hold your ground. You do hold your ground. So you might be quite opinionated and you don't apologize for your opinions. And people might be fighting all around you and you're just like, when's the pumpkin pie coming out? You don't get embroiled in silly fights. At least you try not to. And I think the people who fall in love with you really admire that about you, how you can hold your ground like that, and how not only can you hold your ground and set boundaries, but how you don't get pulled in very easily. Like they said before, she's looking up at him, but he's not paying attention to that. He's just doing his own thing. That's what I'm seeing. You just do your own thing. People could be fighting all around you and you're like, whatever. It's not about me. I'm not getting involved. But if you do need to speak up, you will speak up, but you won't speak up defensively. You'll just speak up in your power. But it's not arrogant. It's not bravado. It's just, this is my opinion. Let's keep it moving. It's like that energy. And then we have the Chariot. So as I just said, let's keep it moving. That's that energy. Let's keep it moving. Okay. You just do your own thing. You go, I'm hearing that, is that ABBA? Go where you want to go, do what you want to do. Yeah. You just do your own thing. And then we have black and white again here. So you guys might be very balanced. That came up in group number 1 as well, because we literally have 2 black and whites here. With the yin yang and the I forgot what they're called. Sarcophagus. The 2 black and white figures in the front here. Yeah, you might have a lot of balance between your divine masculine and divine feminine. I'm hearing that you might have once upon a time had a temper, but you're quite even keeled now and you don't let things bother you. If something does show up in front of you, you take it head on. So it's interesting. You might lead a little bit with this youthful energy, but when push comes to shove, you'll stand up for yourself. You'll stand up for the people you love. And I think people actually do get a little bit surprised by that. The Chariot is also, again, that feeling of going by the beat of your own drum. I do feel like you might like to travel. You might like to see new things. That mischievous nature is also very adventurous. And that's what the Chariot is giving me right now. What else, Spirit? Yeah, I just feel like you do your own thing. You might have been the one in your family that moved away when everybody else stayed in the same town. It's like that. You're quite independent, I would say. What else, Spirit? I'm getting a little bit of Sagittarius energy here, I must say. It's like a fiery, but it's a bit subdued and quite quirky and interesting. It's that kind of energy. I'm getting Aquarius too, a little bit of that energy too. Why do people fall in love with my pile number 2s? Why do people fall in love with my pile number 2s? Ooh, and we have 7 of Swords. Again, very similar to the 5 of Rods. It's this energy of people around you being, I don't know, difficult. And you just take it in stride. It feels like you're the Chariot and these are the energies around you. The 5 of Wands and the 7 of Swords. And you just keep things very steady. You look straight ahead. You don't look left. You don't look right at the nonsense that's going around you. There is drama around you and you don't pay any mind to it. If you embody some of the 7 of Swords energy, it's the more exalted form of it, which is that he's taking swords away from these armies so that they don't fight. And that's what we talked about with that Thanksgiving table. You don't want people to fight. You don't want people to get lost in the minutia, the nonsense. So you might take the swords away, metaphorically speaking. You're not going to mediate, but you're going to take the sharpness out of the room. You're going to take that tension out of the room. You know how they said like a wisecrack statement? It's like that, where you just cut through the BS and you're just like, enough. But you don't get yourself engaged in the battle itself. So you're never taken down with the ship. Okay, let's get a few more messages from the Astro deck. My guides, can you show me a little bit more about why people fall in love with my pile number 2s? I mean, I feel like we really have your energy. Let's see what else we can get from the Astro deck. Pisces, sensitize. Very interesting. So with the word sensitize in particular, I do feel that you help people like wake up to what's important. I do feel like you have a huge amount of emotional intelligence. And with the number 3, it does feel like you're that one in the middle of 2 people fighting. And you're like, stop, enough. I think people find this extremely, they just find it very attractive that you're able to hold your own like this. Both in your own way of doing things, in this joyful attitude that you come with, that you're bringing to the table, and also this way that you hold boundaries, the way that you keep things very steady and safe for everyone involved. But you also don't bristle at the idea of needing to state your opinion when you need to. It is interesting that Pisces showed up because with this energy of, just doing your own thing, it does feel a little Piscean in the sense of you could be a little bit in your head. You could be a little bit of a dreamer. So part of why you might not engage with what's going on around you is because you're in the stars, right? With the Chariot here, with the stars here, you might be a little bit top heavy, right? You might have your higher chakras a bit more activated. So you might not even be aware of what's going on around you because you might be something of a dreamer. What else? Why else do people fall in love with my pile number 2s? Why else do people fall in love with my pile number 2s? Let's not take that again, dropping cards. Again, that clumsiness that we talked about before. Yeah, you might look a lot younger than your age. I keep getting that. Why do people fall in love with my pile number 2s? Show me clearly, please, my guides. Okay. Ooh, 6th house, sustainability. We have a 44, a master number. What are they masters at, my guides? So they're highlighting again that divine masculine, divine feminine energy. How is it different from my pile number 1s? The first thing I just heard that it's understated. So with pile number 1, it was more in your face. You knew that this person was confident, self-assured, equal give and take. You don't get that immediately from the jump with you guys. I don't think that people can read you very well. I do think you're the kind of person where it would be still waters run deep. I think the way you come across is one way, but when you get to know you is another way. Again, that came up in pile number 1, but a totally different energy. I think you have this steadfastness right beneath this bubbly nature that takes people by surprise. And I think people are fascinated by you. With the chakras showing up in this card, there's this energy of being balanced again. All of your chakras being very balanced in this lotus position. Again, that same energy. And it says sustainability, okay? Reliability, dependability, sustainability. All of these balanced energies is what your energy is imbued with. And people can pick this up from you. You're very measured in your responses, I'm hearing. Again, I do feel like some of you might have had a temper in the past or might have been quick, like reactive in the past, but you're much more thoughtful now, and that's what people see. And they really enjoy that about you. I'll just mention this, even though my guides are not saying it, it's just sort of coming up in my own mind. 6th house energy is about health. And because you look younger than you are, you might take really good care of your health. I mean, that might also be genetics, but I am just getting that because that's 6th house energy, the house of health and wellness. Okay, let's get one spirit of the animal. Can you give us one last energy for my pile number 2s? Why do people fall in love with my pile number 2s? Please and thank you. Why do people fall in love with my pile number 2s? Please show me clearly. Why do people fall in love with my pile number 2s? Oh, we have deer spirit. And I just heard Bambi. Again, you guys are sweet and you definitely look young. You definitely look young. But I'm also getting the sense that you're so much more than how you appear. And when I think about Anna Kendrick, think about her, right? She looks very sweet and very young, but she's got like a fierce, here I am. She's got that energy that she knows who she is and she does her own thing and she's crazy talented. Yeah, so I just feel like there's this energy about you where you don't bend towards roughness. You have more of this gentleness that you lead with. But if you have to, you'll stand up for yourself. If you have to, you will move forward. If you have to, you will go in another direction, chariot style. And even with the number 8, denoting life in numerology, again, I feel this energy of longevity, of grace, of, I don't know why I said the word grace there. The deer just showed me grace. So maybe you show people grace. And again, this vitality and youthfulness is so front and center here. Anything else, Spirit? I feel like I'm missing something for this group. Of course, I'm missing something because we're only getting a few pieces. I feel like I want to get one more, even though I didn't pull a second one for the first group. I feel like there's, again, like that yin yang. I feel like I want to get the yang to the deer spirit, which I consider yin. That's soft, yielding. What's the yang energy for my pile number 2s? Can you show me the yang energy? That's too many. Again, that's the third deck where I dropped a bunch of cards. Okay, and the little decks are so much easier to shuffle, so at least for me. Can you give us one more energy why people fall in love with my pile number 2s, please and thank you. Show me very clearly, please. Let's see. And we have rabbit spirit. Now is a lucky time. Okay, so the deer is very steady, very quiet, and the rabbit is like running all over the place and restless. That's this energy here. Okay, so we've got this sweetness and this gentleness, but we've also got this movement and this adventure and this interest and this energy. And you guys just have both of it. You guys have both of these energies. Very playful energy. Very sweet. Now is a lucky time. So I don't know, maybe you guys bring luck wherever you go. Because there is this air of magic in this group, but it's not in the cards. I just feel it. I feel like you guys have this magic about you that is very lovable. Okay, my dear ones, I'm going to close out there. I hope you enjoyed this reading. It's interesting because I couldn't pinpoint exactly your energy. There was a lot of moving parts. And I think that's what makes you guys so endearing. Because you've got a lot of interesting aspects to your personality. Anyway, so I'm going to let you guys go there. Thank you so much for staying for the reading. I send you so many blessings and so much love as always. Until the next reading, take very, very good care. Welcome, group number 3. So today we are doing a very sweet reading. We are asking Spirit, why do people fall in love with you? Why do people fall in love with you? So we are going to start with this little postcard, and then we're going to pull from the tarot deck, the astro, and then the spirit of the animal. And these are all of my mini decks because I just thought these cards are so sweet. I wanted to use little cards today. Okay, let's get into it. Let me just invite my guides in again. Calling my guides in again, please. Please tap me into my pile number 3s, answering the question, why do people fall in love with them? Okay, so immediately with this particular postcard, I hear the word cuddly. Certainly that's what is denoted in this card. You might be very affectionate. You might be very loving. I'm hearing PDA, so you might be somebody who doesn't mind a little PDA from time to time with a lover. I'm hearing you guys are very loyal. I'm also hearing that you listen. It just got very dark in here. Okay, that's better. I'm hearing that you wait for other people to speak before speaking. So I'm hearing a person of few words. You might be the kind of person that when you speak, people really listen because you don't waste a lot of words. You might not be overly verbose. I keep hearing very loyal. Some of you might have actually been in relationships where your lover was disloyal to you. I'm sorry if that happened. I don't know why that just came through. You might also be quite maternal or paternal, so you might be quite compassionate and loving in relationships. People feel very safe with you. I'm hearing, tell me your secrets. You might be a very good secret keeper, okay? Very honest, very truthful, I'm getting. And also very sweet. I mean, it's hard not to say that these groups are sweet with all of these cats. But I mean, let's just say that everyone who comes to my channel is going to be very sweet. Those are the people I want at my channel. Yeah, I'm just hearing cozy, cuddling up, right? This is just the image I'm getting, the sense I'm getting from this image, rather. You might like to ski, I just heard. Maybe with the warm drink here, I'm just getting the sense of it being cold outside with her sweater. I just got an image of the snow and I heard skiing, so you might be a good skier or snowboarder, or you like snow sports. You might be quite sporty, actually. I'm hearing homebody, so you might also be somebody who doesn't mind staying in on a Saturday night and curling up with a good book or curling up with your partner. I'm hearing natural, so you might be somebody who doesn't wear a lot of makeup or a lot of hair gel or needs to dress to the nines all the time. You might like more of a natural way of being. Pure. I'm hearing the word pure. Essence, pure essence. Yeah, so you might have this way about you that it almost feels like even with the wrath in the world, you're untouched. Like this white cat, there's not a spot on him. Yeah, just purity through and through, sweetness through and through, goodness through and through. You might be somebody who particularly likes the holidays, I'm hearing. I'm also hearing that you have this, like, how do I explain this? You hold a lot of wonder. Like people fall in love with you because you go, ooh, ah, like you have this awe that you experience so easily. It's this pure essence about you. It's like you'll be walking down the street and you'll say, oh my God, look at that on that building, or look up at that tree. And you just have this wondrous nature. People really fall in love with your capacity to see beauty everywhere. I'm getting that Venusian energy again, but it's aesthetic in the sense of, yeah, you might like things looking pretty, but this feels more natural. You pay attention and you notice rather very easily the beauty that is so abound in the world and in your environment. And you show that to people. And people are just enamored with you in this way because you are so enamored by the world. It's like you're looking at the world. They're giving me this image of you looking around like, ooh, ah, and the person next to you is looking at you like, ooh, ah. I am getting the sense that when you look at the person that you love, they just melt. The way that you see beauty in the world, you see beauty in other people in this way as well. I'm hearing that people can show their cracks and crevices to you, their nooks and crannies, so to speak, because they know that you will love them all the same and you will love them more for it. I'm getting very emotional as I tap into this group's energy. It is so high vibrational and so wonderful and so sweet and so pure and so needed on our planet now. I'm hearing you do not rush. So it's like you let people be in their energy and you don't, you're not looking at the clock. You're not saying we need to be somewhere, we got to go. You're very present with people. You're very present. And I'm hearing that you don't need to do very much to comfort people. You don't need to do very much for people to feel comforted by you or to feel at ease with you. It's just your energy. like when I'm looking at your aura, it's so golden with tinges of pink on the outskirts of your auric field. I'm just seeing this like luster of gold, lust, like it's like glittery, lustery white, and then pink at the edges. It's really high vibrational and really quite beautiful. You might have very big eyes. Like your youthfulness is set in your eyes, I'm seeing. And you're very patient. I just feel this very centered energy, this stillness that is not by force or by meditation or by skill, just by way of your nature. And while you might be affectionate, you don't force that on anyone. You're not one to just hit people on the shoulder when you're talking, but you might extend a gentle hand if someone is crying in front of you. You're just very present with people. It's quite beautiful. I'm not getting anything more from the card right now, so I'm just going to put it aside. Now let's get a few tarot cards. Okay, my guides, please, can you tap me into the energy of my pile number 3s? Why do people my God, I can't think of the question. Why do people fall in love with you? Oh my goodness. I didn't write it down. I couldn't think of that. Why do people fall in love with my pile number 3s? Please and thank you. Why do people fall in love with my pile number 3s? What else do you want to show them? Even my energy is so toned down compared to the previous groups. Okay, I'm not going to take 2 at a time. Why do people fall in love with my pile number 3s? Please show me so clearly. King of Swords. Interesting energy. So, this is interesting. Most people will think of swords as communication, but it's also about thoughts and about listening. And with this sword glowing, they're showing me that this is you. That when people are speaking to you, you really do listen, you really do show up for them, and you show up with a lot of strength. And I'm also hearing you give good advice. That's what that is. You give good advice to people, but I'm hearing not unsolicited. Okay? So you mind your tongue. I think they mentioned that at the beginning, that you don't speak very much if you're not asked or spoken to. You might appear a little bit more reserved. I'm getting a little bit of Virgo energy here. I'm also hearing Taurus. That makes sense. Taurians are very loving. And Virgos are very dependable, very good listeners. I'm hearing you show up when people need you. But when you do speak, you have something to say, okay? You have something important to say, and people really do listen when you speak. The right people. I'm also hearing that you're quite protective. So I don't know if this is an eagle back here. I don't know if that's an eagle or an owl, but it reads as an eagle to me. And I'm hearing you're quite protective, but it's not this fierce, gnarly protection. It's quite soft and subtle. But if you would have to come up and defend your person, you would. But you don't do it with a lot of, there's not this aggression in your protective energy. It's just dependable. It's centered. it's there. People know that you will be there when they need you. I am getting the sense that the people who fall in love with you just didn't get these things from their parents or from their loved ones, and you fulfill a lot of those needs that your person didn't get. But what makes it so awesome is that you expect the same from your partner. In your exalted energy, in your most authentic energy, again, like the other two groups, you're very balanced, but balanced all in different ways. So you're able to receive, but I'm getting the sense that you're more of the divine feminine. You're more of the divine masculine in the energy of generosity, and you're more of the divine feminine in the yielding energy. The capacity to receive, not that someone's giving you something, but when somebody is speaking to you, you listen. In that way, you're receiving. What else? Why else do people fall in love with my pile number 3s? Can you show me clearly, please? The cards are not really showing themselves. Why else do people fall in love? There it is. See, that's so interesting. That's that. So we got the Emperor. Sorry, sometimes I forget to show the cards. That's that energy of being in your power that I just touched on, that is not immediately noticeable about you, but when it is needed, you show up. Oh, they're saying that's the divine masculine. They were verifying the divine masculine there, as opposed to the Empress. Okay. And again, there's the Ankh that he's holding here, which is that balance between the divine masculine and divine feminine, with presumably the moon here, divine feminine. What else? Why else do people fall in love with my pile number 3s? I'm not getting much off of that Emperor cards besides that. Why else do people fall in love? I am hearing that you like the outdoors, or that you enjoy the outdoors. And here we go. So we have 4 of rods or 4 of wands. Very interesting. You do love, don't you? You like to fall in love. I'm hearing that people like to fall in love with you. You're very easy to fall in love with. You're very endearing. I'm hearing also enchanted. People are enchanted by you. You have a bit of this ethereal nature to you, angelic nature. I don't know if you've ever been called an earth angel, or you like angelite or celestite, those kinds of stones. I'm also getting fae. Yeah, very interesting that we have that, and we have the Emperor and the King of Swords out here with this little fluffy white cat. It's a very interesting mixture of energies. I think that you're here to teach people that you can be all the things at once. In my previous reading, What is Being Illuminated, there was a pile that was the rainbow. I feel like that's this pile where you have a lot of intricate energies about you that unfold over time. But unlike group number 1, this is more soft. This is more gentle. It's not that group number 1 wasn't gentle. It's just they had more of this fierce edginess to them. I think I had called them more scorpionic or Aries energy. This feels softer and rounded. Very enchanted. I'm hearing fairy tales, something of fairy tales. I feel that when people are with you, when they fall in love with you, they feel like they're in a fairy tale, because you exude so much love and so much balance and so much kindness and so much patience. I'm getting Cinderella. It's like that energy, male or female, just very enchanted. They're showing me some movie. I'm not big on movies. I don't know. It's that girl with the red hair. I don't know if the movie's called Enchanted or something like that, but I don't know if you guys know that movie, but I'm just going to mention it in case one of you knows what that is. Maybe you like that movie. I do feel that people are very taken with you very easily, and they fall in love with you very easily. I'm getting the sense that because of your kindness and your generosity, sometimes people mistake those gestures as flirting. And and you might need to then reject them or kind of ghost them or walk away because you're like, oh, I'm not interested in you like that. That's the energy I'm getting. Because you're just so loving and open, and your heart is so open and wide. It just feels like people want you very easily. And that could lead to unwanted, I can't speak today, wow. Advances, unwanted advances. Okay, what else for my pile number 3s, my spirit guides? Why do people fall in love with my pile number 3s? Please show me clearly. Ooh, 8th house, mystery. That's interesting. So maybe you guys lead with all of this softness, but you have a lot of dimensionality behind you. Oh, you know what I'm also getting here? So with these hands that are kind of dark and bejeweled, it feels greedy. I wonder, and with the skull here, and I know the 8th house denotes death often, so I know that's why that's there, and it's the Scorpio, house of Scorpio. But what I'm getting intuitively is that people might want to take your energy because you have so much light. You might attract vampiric or greedy energy. So people might fall in love with you because you're so lit, you're such a lighted being, and your aura really spreads out far and wide. You know how I said it was gold with tinges of pink? It's like the outskirts of this card here. This is the energy that I was seeing. And I think sometimes people misjudge you in thinking that you are naive because you can appear naive, but you're not. Not at all. You've got layers of wisdom and intelligence and fierceness with that eagle here and that protection vibe, but you can attract the wrong people. I'm almost getting this sense like this cat wants this girl's attention, but she's drinking her coffee. And it's like this, the cat is you. You want someone's attention, but they don't give it to you. But then you don't want attention from certain people and they will give it to you. I wonder if that's been your story in your life, where you've wanted people's attention, but those people did not attend to you. And then you don't want attention from certain people and those people did give you attention. But I'm getting the sense that that's not the case so much anymore. But you may still be attracting those unsavory characters. What else? Why do people fall in love with my pile number 3s? I deliver what I get, you guys. So even if it doesn't directly answer the question, I'm going to deliver it. I hope that's okay with you guys. Why do people fall in love with my pile number 3s? Can you show me clearly? Why do people fall in love with my pile number 3s? There it is. In Aquarius, collaborate. We have the 11 card here. So every single group got a master number. I think we had 22, 44, and now 11. So again, I always say that all my groups are connected. I think all the people that come to my channel have some kind of profound spiritual path, which is often denoted by these master numbers, or people call them angel numbers. But the double numbers are master numbers. Yeah, you pour into people. That's what this is showing. You pour into people straight from your heart. I get the sense that people think you wear your heart on your sleeve, and maybe you do to some degree, but with the 8th house here, I think that there's a lot more dimensionality to you than people realize. But when people are in your life, you pour into them. you give them everything that you've got. That's also that skeleton energy here, where there might have been some imbalanced energies in previous relationships because you gave and gave and gave. But I'm getting the sense that you guys are much more in a balanced energy now, where you're willing to receive more and you want a partner that is going to give. Okay, let's get one final card for my group number 3s from the Spirit Animal deck. Why do people fall in love with them? Why do people fall in love with my pile number 3s? Please show me very clearly. Why do people fall in love with my pile number 3s? Please show me clearly. Okay. And we have Bat Spirit, a rebirth is assured. You know, that's really interesting that I was constantly talking about, or at least my guides were alerting me to the idea of things being a certain way in past relationships and things having changed now. So I do get the sense that you guys are going through a rebirth, or you already did because it's assured. And now you're showing up in a different way, right? The Bat Spirit really is like hangman energy. But instead of you just seeing yourself or your life from a different perspective, I'm getting the sense that this is other people. Other people are seeing you from a different perspective because you have advanced, because you have changed, right? 5 is really the number of change. It's also about thinking outside of the box or doing things that are a little bit adventurous or different. And I'm not getting the sense that you're really adventurous. Maybe you are, but at least not from this reading. What I am getting is that you're doing something differently than you've done before. You might appear more or less adventurous. In other words, you might seem different than what you were before. And I do think adventurous may be the right word, but it might also be just outside of the bounds that you held yourself previously. So with Aquarius here, you might color a little bit more out of the lines now. You might allow yourself to be seen and heard. And I think that's what that Emperor energy is. And I think that's why it baffled me a little bit, because it didn't vibe with the channeled energy and the energy that I'm tapping into. But it's not contradictory. And I think that's what you're here to show the world. Like that rainbow energy in the Illuminated reading that I did. And again, if you didn't choose that pile, that's fine. I'd be curious if you did. Will you let me know if you chose the rainbow in that previous reading? But I'm getting the sense, I just heard "don't put baby in the corner," that line from Dirty Dancing. It's like that. It's, do not underestimate this person. They are more than meets the eye. So you are not just sweet and soft and kind and patient and a good listener, but you're also a protector. And you also have a fierceness about you. And while you pour into others, you're not going to let other people steal your life force energy anymore. You are now about to embark on a whole new life where there's an even give and take in your relationships. And while you might be a soul who's really willing to give more than you receive, you will no longer be in a relationship where it's 90-10, where you're giving and they're barely giving anything. Okay, they're telling me to close out there. All right, you guys, I hope this resonated for you. I love doing that reading. This was a fascinating reading to do. So if nothing else, I send you guys so much love and so many blessings. Until the next reading, take very, very good care.